It is my honor to introduce you to our next guest, a gentleman that I admire and has done so much for Virginia and really for our country, the Honorable John H. Hager. John is a veteran. He served in the U.S. Army and Army Reserve. He was elected Lieutenant Governor of Virginia in 1997. He served 4 years in that office. He was and is a strong proponent of better education, improved transportation, and a more effective and efficient system of governance. Mr. Hager became the Director of Homeland Security for Virginia from 2001 through 2004. In 2004, he was appointed U.S. Assistant Secretary for Special Education and Rehabilitative Services and served until July 2007 when he was elected Chairman of the Republican Party of Virginia to complete the unexpired term of Ed Gillespie. He now serves as past Chairman of the Sorensen Institute. He's Chairman of Senior Navigator, the Greater Richmond Convention Center, and the National Council at Stratford Hall, along with service on several other nonprofit boards. He has been married to the former Margaret Dickinson Chase for 47 years, and they have 2 married sons, Jack and Henry. They continue to travel across Virginia for community and political activities. It has been such an honor and a privilege for me to know John Hager. He is truly the American dream. He's a business executive. He started at the bottom of the career ladder and rose quickly through the ranks of the American Tobacco Company to the position of Executive Vice President. He serves our community. He has served our country. Good morning, John. Thank you for your service and your sacrifice to our country and for the great leadership you have brought.
Good morning, Martha. It's certainly great to be on the show with you.
Well, thank you so much. I am a huge fan of yours, and I was so excited. Yes, and I'm so grateful for everything you've done for us here in Virginia and really across our country. And I was so excited when your book came out. It's called The Best Seat in the House. And I was hoping you could tell us about it, what inspired you to write it, and of course, how can all of our listeners get their hands on this book? Because everybody that reads it tells me what an important addition it is to their library and how much they love it.
Thank you, Martha. You write a book, I think, for 3 reasons. One, to record history and reflect on it, and second, to tell stories, interesting stories that people enjoy and can bring more life to their life, and third, to inspire people to identify with them. We all have our ups and downs, and the only thing certain in life is uncertainty, and I've certainly had a lot of that. And so, for those reasons, I think if you have the time and can be inspired, I think writing a book is a good way to put it all together and share with others.
Now, so the book itself, it discusses, your experiences in the Virginia legislature, right?
Well, there's no question about that. Was an important part of my life. The time I spent working, presiding over the Senate of Virginia, and the many years before and the many years after, intersecting with so many activities and political-related activity in Virginia. And so a lot of the book does reflect on that, yes.
And, right now, here and today, we're seeing such a shift in the political climate, and you have experienced, you've experienced changes in the political environment, not just in Virginia, but across our country. From your experience, what advice can you give millennials, young people that want to get engaged, they want to get involved in politics? What is the best advice you can give them?
Well, I think you have to be involved, and you have to be dedicated to your ideals, and you have to work hard, and you have to, be willing to sacrifice. And you're going to win sometimes and lose sometimes, but you've got to come together in order to be in the majority, and you've got to come together with all kinds of people in order to accomplish things and get things done.
That's exactly right.
And that's why, we elect people, is to get things done, good things, and to our principles and ideals that we've got to support. And you've got to be with like-minded people in order to do that.
That's absolutely right. I just had a question text to me. It says, Martha, can you please ask John Hager who his role model was, and if he had several role models during his political career?
Oh, I've had several. Obviously, I was in graduate business school. I had a role model, Professor George Dorio, who was at business school. I had Mills Godwin was probably my best mentor in Virginia politics. Ronald Reagan. I got to know Maureen very well, and in 1980 we were at the Detroit Convention and spent a lot of time with Ronald Reagan. He was definitely a role model. So many of my associates in the Virginia Senate, Walter Stosh particularly, was a role model, and Ken Stolley from down your way, and Bo Trumbo, just so many great Virginia senators. I could go on and on. I've had a lot of role models. I've been blessed to know a lot of wonderful people.
Right, and I think you said, as you said, there are several role models because they can change depending on where you are at any given time in your life.
That's right.
And we have I work with a lot of young people, and I encourage them to reach out and not be afraid to ask for help, to not be afraid to, reach out to somebody they admire, to seek out a mentor. And so oftentimes young people can be, afraid or not confident to do so. And, no matter what time in my life, I've always had a mentor, and it's really, been life-changing at various times. And you are a great mentor to so many. And I just, I wanted to ask you, how can folks reach you if they want to interview you, if they want to have you do a book signing? How can they reach you and order your books and have you come and speak about your experiences in the legislature, and what you've the encounters that you've had? Have you tell stories about your pathway through Virginia politics and beyond? How can they contact you?
Absolutely, Martha. My email is John Hager, JOHNHAGER, the numeral 1, at Comcast.net. The book is available at DietzPress.com. That's DIETZ Press.com. That's a small printer in Petersburg that I worked with, Wordsmith in Petersburg. My cell phone is 804-754-6698. Everyone's welcome to call me. I've been blessed to do lots of presentations, and I have several more scheduled, and I enjoy particularly Republican groups. I've been with the James River Republican Women's Club and the Hanover Republican Women coming up. I've been at the VFRW. I've been at the breakfast in Henrico, like I think you were a couple of weeks ago.
Absolutely.
I've been at the Virginia Beach breakfast, lots of Republican breakfasts, lots of conventions, you name it. And as I say, DietzPress.com. We're not on Amazon because apparently the poor publisher doesn't make a whole lot of money on Amazon.
Well, and I want to thank you. I want to thank.
The book is available at the Virginia Historical Society and the Capitol and the Library of Virginia, lots of places.
And I want to thank you so much for having your book published in Virginia. So many folks get their books published outside of Virginia. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just love that you had your book done right here in Petersburg.
Hey, thank you.
I
appreciate that. I've got a lot of loyalty to Virginia. It's a wonderful place.
It sure is, and
we're blessed to be here. We're blessed to have a good show like you've got to help spread the word. And
we are. In fact, I'm going to be reaching out to you because I want to have you do a book signing in Northern Virginia, and have you give a talk about your experiences and do a book signing very soon. So I'm going to be reaching out to you myself. And for all of our listeners, it's John Hager, the number 1 at Comcast.net. The book is The Best Seat in the House, about the Honorable John Hager, and you can get the book from Dietz Press. That's DIETZ Press.com, and you can also find it through the Virginia Historical Society. What an honor and a privilege to have you on the show. Thank you so much, John.
Well, Martha, it's a great day in Virginia, and we've got a big future ahead for this Commonwealth, and we've all got to do all we can to make that happen.
Absolutely. And how can...
I love the idea of coming to Northern Virginia. I was up there with Mike Thompson in the Thomas Jefferson Institute and had a book signing there, and Susan Allen has lined me up at the Capitol Hill Club. So the more the merrier. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. God bless you and all you do.